What's up, everybody? It's your boy Andrew L. Case, and you are now tuned into the Middle Initial Podcast. Today is January 2nd, 2024. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, man. Word.
I'm glad to ring in the new year with my guys again. This is it's fourth year in a row for me and Jude. This is year 4.
Wow,
We're going
wow.
to year 4, fourth year in a row.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. 3 years in a row with Kevin, part of the program. Of course, we have a very special guest tonight. Some of you may know this gentleman as the infamous, the best owner we've had in the past 6 months. Hoodie Johnson.
Yeah.
But we have Lee Valentin in the building.
Yeah.
What's going on, Lee? What's going on?
What's up, brother?
Lee in the building. What's going on?
Thank you, man. Appreciate you guys having me on, man. This is dope. We was kicking it a little bit beforehand, man. It's good to be here. Congratulations on 4 years, man. Let's do 30, 40 more, man. Let's keep this shit going.
Look, hopefully, I don't know how long Kev is. I
don't know how many hand rubs I got in me. I don't know if it's 30 years worth. I don't know.
Now you see what I'm talking about. I didn't say a single thing. Lee said something very positive, uplifted everyone. And Kev comes in here and just brings it down. I'm like, wow, why, Kev?
Hey, man, I'm nothing without my honesty.
That is
wow.
true.
Facts.
We start in 2024 the same way we ended 2023. It is what it is.
That's why they call me Honest Kev in the streets.
They do not.
I thought they called you Big Kevy.
Yeah, they call me that too.
Oh, shit.
How was your New Year's Eve, bro? How'd you bring in the New Year?
I stayed home, chilled, relaxed. It was pretty good. I could barely make it to the ball drop and everything. I was tired. Like, as I get older, I feel like it's getting harder and harder to stay up.
Not
31.
31.
Oh, my God. Jude, I got kids older than you, dog. Damn, that's crazy, dog.
Bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What is this?
I wish I was 31.
What you said on your blanket with some Ovaltine waiting for the ball drop and
Yes, and then passing out at 12:08.
Well, he coming up like, well.
Did you say he had Ovaltine?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You can imagine you cuddle up like, all right. 24.
Motherfucker ringing the New Year with hot chocolate. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's cozy, just
Oh my goodness.
It's a little nippy in here, man. That's crazy.
Turn up the thermostat, dear.
Oh shit.
Kev, what'd you do to bring in the New Year, man?
I watched Kevin O'Connell fuck me out of a first place fantasy title. I've watched him do that. I'll explain briefly. I could go on for the entire episode. I will not. But I needed 11 points out of Justin Jefferson to win a title. I got 10.6. Now, where he fucked me was they started somebody named Jaron Hall. Why? I don't know, but they did. They started him at quarterback, and
like Aaron Hall.
Brother. And he started Jaron Hall, bro. 2 passes in, my blood pressure rose. I was like, this is gonna be some bullshit. I already know it's gonna be some bullshit. It's gonna be some bullshit. 2 drives in, I'm just like, I wish Kevin O'Connell nothing but the worst. That's why my display name here is fuck Kevin O'Connell. Wow. Fuck me out of a title. So fuck him. I wish him nothing but the worst in his career. But that's how my New Year's Eve went. It was good. I was angry for about an hour. Then the ball dropped, and unlike Jude, I was nice and awake. Nice and awake.
Oh man,
it's gonna be that kind of episode, Jude. Just get used to it.
Let me say this real quick, Kev. So I was talking to somebody about future Jets coaches, and somebody just mentioned to me just the other day that they wish Kevin O'Connell was the Jets head coach, and that he would make a difference with Zach Wilson. So I know you hate him right now, but I'm interested to know what you think about that.
Oh, that's a multi. I don't even know where to start with that. First of all, Jesus couldn't help Zach Wilson. Let's start with that. There's nothing that can help. God, Jesus, whoever, whatever spirits or eternal beings you want to bring up couldn't help Zach Wilson. As far as the Kevin O'Connell part, He's a loser, so he'd fit right in.
Yeah.
He'd fit right in.
Yeah.
A loser taking over for a loser, it would fit right in.
Wow.
Right in.
Yeah. I mean, he did finish 13-3 a year before.
Right. With Kirk Cousins.
See, this is why I be treating you the way I be treating you. Like, you're telling me that he finished 13-4 last year. I'll ask you two questions. I'll ask you two questions.
Okay.
One, what was their point differential last year?
Like -5.
It was negative, right? Two, and more importantly, why the fuck do you think I care about that detail right now? Why? Why? You know I'm angry. I'm angry. Like I am outwardly wishing on that man's downfall. And you're telling me about his as if I'm supposed to. You're telling me about a 13-4 record as if I'm supposed to care. Why?
Yo, before the show, Lee said Kev got his hat over his eyebrows. Like he's ready for the time to say something. Slowly ready for that smoke. And now every time I'm like this, Kev
I'm going to do this every time. This is going to be a running theme on this show. I'm just going to lower my head every time I just clap.
For 2024.
Hey.
Yeah, that's a gift. That's a gift, Lee. We appreciate you. How about you, Lee? How'd you spend your New Year's? How'd you get to 2024?
Very quiet, man. Like you guys, or like Jude, I should say. I almost didn't make it, dog. I was hanging on. I had the eyelids peeled back. You know, I had tape on the eyelids. I had a hot tea and we just chilled, man. Kept it local. Stayed home with the fam. You know, just brought it in. At a certain point, it's just you just get too old. You don't want all the pomp and circumstance. You don't want to have to clean up or do anything. You just want to chill and not have to worry about driving home late and shit like that. Those are all the things that I worry about at my age. You got to make sure, you know, there's no traffic on the roads. You got to be real careful, drive the speed limit and all that shit. So yeah, we just stayed home, man. But it's better that way, man. We just happy, healthy, no complaints, man. Thank you.
For sure.
Yeah, that's what's up. I, on the other hand, I went to my girl's friend's house. She threw this big old. I should have posted a video. Yo, this chick, man, she made like little potato salads, little collard greens. It was like turkey sandwiches, but not turkey, not sliced turkey. Come on, actual meat, like turkey and chicken and bacon on it. Fucking pies and cakes and shit. And it was a lot. My youngest fell asleep at 11:55. God bless, he couldn't make it. He tried. Last year he took it, because the thing is, as kids get older, they don't want to take naps. So I was saying to my girl before we left, I said, I really want to put a sign down for a nap. So he's up, and I wanted a nap too. You know, every time as a dad, I was totally like, yo, you sleep, I sleep. So
naps is underrated, bro.
Right, let's take this nap, but he wasn't feeling that, so we got there, and he was running around. He was doing this thing, and I think maybe like 10 minutes, almost 10 minutes to go, he got in his mom's lap, and I looked at him like, wow, you done. He looked like, wow. I know he laid on boobies. I know the feeling, bro. He's gonna be going. 5 minutes later, he was this, and he's on the couch. He was making noise, everything. He was out. But I'm gonna tell you right now, this my girl's friend did a whole lot. She got like gold dust and put gold around the rims of the flutes of the glass. I look like I kissed gold dust, so all the gold on my fingers and my lips. Like it was kind of weird, man. It felt like I made up with a prostitute from the 80s. All the gold is everywhere and stuff like that. Like I was sleeping with
that's really specific.
That's really specific. Yeah.
Listen, I don't know. Listen, I don't describe it. It's like it's
that.
It's
gold. It seemed like you used past experiences to describe it. But I'm just calling like I see it.
You know, when you go to 42nd Street and you tongue kiss a prostitute, that's the way I felt.
Right. Why is this specific?
Just kiss a city looking at 11:59.
I gotta say, man, Shorty did all that, but saving Thanksgiving turkey till the New Year is kind of crazy, though. I ain't gonna front.
I think it was the Christmas turkey, but she did a lot. We went to a Christmas too. She did a whole lot for us. But shout out to
that's dope, man.
If you ever watch it, shout out to Tosh. We appreciate you. We love you. Just making jokes.
Tosh, I want my invite next year, yo.
We're gonna bring that in. Yeah, because listen, trust me, all that food, she had more than enough for a lot. We all could have won. Let's roll out. We all could have won. Come on, shit. But I like to do what I like to do before to start the show. This is just the appetizer, so let's drop the main course.
You are now tuned in to the Middle Initial Podcast, bitch. Now everybody pod nowadays, but it pays when you listen to Drew, Kevin, Case, and in case you missed it, get your spirits lifted. Man, New York's getting covered just to be specific. When the beast will kick it, you get back. Yeah, listen one time, I promise you come back. No, we switching up a topic, you know that we come pack. And I don't wanna say it, but bitch, we want blacks. In fact, we need that. Cause ain't nobody talk like the boys. It don't matter who you like or employ. We've been the best for a minute. Big brains could've went to MIT, but we like talking shit. Here's the MIP.
Best intro in the game. Shout out to I Am Thor. Appreciate you, man. I Am Thor. Make sure you following Thor. Let's welcome him again once again, Lee. Oh, listen, I like the fact that you use your middle name because this is the Middle Initial Podcast. So I gotta ask, what's the O for?
The O. I'm sworn to secrecy, man. I never tell. I don't put my whole government out there, but there's only a few people that know what the O stand for. But yeah, I keep that. I gotta keep something secret. But yeah, it's my pops told me your name is the only thing you got. That's what identifies you. So I always use my full government and shit.
And that's the part of the Middle Initial Podcast. So that's why I'm Andrew L. Case. That's why there's Jude A. Jackson. And that's why it's Kevin A. Lewis. And Jude's middle name is Armand, just in case anybody was wondering.
Oh, that's smooth. Jude, you Haitian? You Haitian?
No, I'm not Haitian.
No? Okay.
I'm not Haitian.
Nigerian, right?
Senegalese.
Senegalese. We need some people in the motherland watching this show. But Lee, let's get into you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you from, and your background and stuff like that, and how you got into comedy.
I feel like this is a Tinder date. No, this is I'm from. I never been on Tinder. Yeah, I'm too old for that shit. I ain't never been on no apps. Let me make sure my wife's not around here either. But
Tinder.
I'm from the Bronx. I'm turning 50 this year, and yeah, man, I've been a Jet fan 40 years, man. As long as I can remember, like Richard Todd days. The AJ Dewey game was like my thing that I hated the most in life. But there's been some other moments. But yeah, Yankees fan, Knicks fan, New York, straight up New York. I've been doing comedy now for 8 or 9 years. Yeah, it's been a blessing, man. I used to rhyme back in the day. I don't really tell the story that much. I used to rhyme back in the day. And, that's how I got like the bug of doing the stage and shit like that. Got a chance to do some shows back in the day. So that was a pretty cool experience. I think that helped me with being comfortable on the stage now and shit like that. But comedy is difficult, man. It's really hard to make motherfuckers you don't know laugh. But I love it. I love bringing a smile to people's faces, take them away from whatever they're thinking about for that short time that they're at the comedy club, an hour and a half. And man, I just like to have a good time, man. That's it.
Nah, definitely. That's dope. So since you did mention it before the show, you just mentioned it now. You've been doing it for 9 years. You're turning 50 this year. How did you get into comedy? People would say consider an advanced age. How did you get into comedy?
So my boy wanted to write a movie. So he was like, yo, I want to write a movie. And he was like, I'm gonna take this writing class. And I was like, when I'm with my boys, I'm kind of down for whatever, right? If somebody say they're gonna rob a bank, I'm gonna drive the car, or I'm gonna be right there with them, mask and gloved up. You know what I'm saying? But he said I wanted to write the movie. He told me about the class, and it happened to be a comedy writing class. So I put the money in for the class, and he never paid. So I waited for like a year, and then I was like, yeah, let me go put this, I got this money, I can't get it back. Let me go take this class. At the end of the class, you do a comedy show, and it's like a 6-week class or something like that. Excuse me. And then at the end, we did a show at Gotham Comedy Club, one of the best feelings I've ever had. And then I caught the bug. I couldn't stop doing it, man. So I waited for a little while, and I started doing like open mics and stuff like that. And that's just a terrible life. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I recommend everybody do an open mic at least once, whether it's poetry or music or comedy. Just do an open mic once, see how it is. But when you're starting comedy, that's how most people start, is like do the open mic. You network with people and you develop a relationship with people who, you know, who are at the same stage in you, and you grow together, and, you know, you do shows together. So it's been really dope, man. And I the coolest part about doing comedy is that I see people every day that when I started, were in the position that I'm in, and they're on TV, they're in movies, they're doing shows, and it's just good to see the come up of these other comedians and actors. So that's my favorite thing about it, man. I'll take my son to the club with me. He's been coming with me since he was like 8 or 9 and stuff like that. And he'll meet people, and then I'll be like, oh, you remember him? That person's on TV, or that person's in this movie. And, you know, it's kind of bugged out to him now, you know, when I show him, but he didn't care at the time. But yeah, it's really, really cool, man. It's been a great experience. I wouldn't change it for anything.
That's definitely dope. I mean, I also, you mentioned rapping. I used to rap back in the day too, and open mics to do poetry, and I, you know, did a little acting in high school and stuff like that. So,
dope.
You know, I've always thought in the back of my mind like how difficult comedy would be. Explain to the people who don't know, like, you know, what goes into like a typical routine for you, you know, year 1 or year 2.
Oof, man, I'll tell you this. So now I'm getting ready to do a half hour in the summer. So that's like a combination of everything that I've put together, you know, in the time that I've been doing comedy. But back in the day, you would get 3 to 5 minutes, right? And 3 to 5 minutes seemed like an eternity, dude. And you know, once you get on stage, you got to establish who you are. These people don't know who you are. They've never heard your name. And they're sitting there waiting for you to say something funny and make them laugh. And most times it doesn't even go that well, you know? So like it's difficult, man. But once you catch that first high, you're always chasing that high, man. You're always trying to find, you know, and the shit is depressing, dude. Like sometimes you out there and it's not going well. Motherfuckers is looking at you. They want to throw tomatoes at you and shit like that. They want their money back. You know, people are leaving. Bro, I went to this show one time. And the comedy, this dude walked in crutches, right? He was, I don't know, maybe I know he couldn't walk. By the time the show was so bad, by the time he left, he could walk. He got up and left his crutches and left the fucking club. So that's how bad comedy is sometimes, man.
Bad jokes healed. He saw that bad joke. Get the fuck out of here.
God was like, nah, you gotta go, dog. You gotta go.
I imagine that there aren't many more lonely places than a stage when your routine is bombing. Jeez.
Yeah. Because you're up there by yourself. You have like rappers, and let me say this: rap is difficult. So much respect to any rapper who's ever tried to rap, who's ever written a rhyme. It is very difficult,
especially in New York.
But yeah, when you're up there, though, you as a comedian, you have no music, you have nothing. It's just you, your words, and your actions. And you know, sometimes you're at minute 1 and it's not going well, and you got 10 minutes. You just got to finish that shit out. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, really difficult, man. But when it's good, it's really good. The other problem is that you could crush for 10 minutes, right? You could be having the greatest show of your life. But as soon as you walk to that A train, you're just another fucking loser, you know, waiting for the train. Nobody knows that you just made 120 people feel good. They don't give a fuck, you know, just, you know, don't look at me on the train. You know what I'm saying? So it's wild, man. It's a wild thing.
I remember I went to this comedy night and I met Brandon T. Jackson. This is around the first time he was trying stand-up. And I know people might have seen that clip when he's telling jokes in front of that canned laughter and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. He went up there. It was like a major hype. Rest in peace, Pops Witherspoon. He was there as well. I forgot who else was there. But he went and he bombed. He was terrible. He was bomb. And bro, when I tell you he was hanging around, like just hanging around, looking for anyone to be like, "Yo, you did good, man. It's all right. Don't worry, man. Don't worry." He came around to us, and we started talking. Like he said, "Yo, was it bad?" I said, "Yeah, it was bad, bro." He said, "Yo, what happened, man?" I mean, like I said, you was just saying some shit that people didn't fuck with. Like it was just like you just saying things that people didn't really. It didn't resonate. It wasn't clicking. And he finished his set, but it was like, "Yo, dog, like." You gotta go back to the drawing board, man. Like,
that's a good thing though. Once you can get up there and feel confident to do, who knows, maybe he was trying new stuff or whatever. But once you get up there and you have the confidence to just say whatever, like we have these thoughts, and they might be funny to me, but how to translate that into saying it on stage. Like if I wanted to practice my rhymes, I could practice all day, every day, and hear it myself, and it sounds good, right? But in comedy, you have to get up in front of people to know if the shit is going to work, right? And if you're getting up, this month I got 3 shows booked right now. So if I'm trying new stuff, I only got 15 minutes or let's say 20 minutes to find out if this new shit works. And that's really, really difficult, because I don't have an audience that I can perform in front of all the time that's going to give me that instant feedback that I need to tweak the jokes, So it's really difficult.
I have a quick question. When you're on stage and everything, do you find I see some comedians will find a random person in the audience and go back and forth with them. Do you do that sometimes?
I do, and that's only because I'm a host. I host a lot of shows. That's kind of like what I enjoy doing. So I like to try to get the crowd involved and just kind of make it easier for the other comedians. I'm just up there as a host. I'm just up there to make sure everybody's having a good time, and it's fun. And I like talking to the audience. Some people may go up there and it's rehearsed, but for the most part, it's just like us having a conversation, and you might say I might ask you a question, you'll say something that's funny back to me, or I might expand on that. So I do that a lot as a host. But when I'm going up there and I'm doing my 8 to 10 minute set, I'm going up there to tell my jokes. The host hopefully has already done that with the crowd, and I'm going up there to do my thing.
What would you say is the most memorable moment of your career so far?
Just last month, I did the Paramount Theater. My boy Nick and my boy Kevin, thankful for them, man. They put me on to open for them in Long Island, out in Long Island, and performing in front of 1,200 people. That was like the coolest thing that I've done so far. And that's from having multiple nights where I was at the comic strip doing late night, and I was doing, comedy for 5 minutes in front of 1 or 2 people who didn't even want to be there, for multiple nights, maybe 5 years in and stuff like that, and 11, 12 o'clock at midnight. And, all of those things that have happened, and all the shows that were canceled, or, where people didn't laugh, to being able to do that in front of 1,200 people, that's got to be the best experience I've had so far, man. It's incredible.
No, that's what's up, man. I guess one question that people want to know. I mean, I want to know this because I stumbled upon Hoodie Johnson sometime during the season. What was his? I mean, we all know what the inspiration for the character is, of course. It's Woody. But when did you start doing the Hoodie Johnson character, and why do you think personally it's so popular?
So I did. When they picked the Twitter fans, right? The initial selection for the Twitter fan, there was nobody that looked like us. So I was like, all right, I gotta work. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like I was like, hold on. Oh, nobody on that shit, and no disrespect to them, because they're all great fans and they're all huge, and I like a lot of their content and shit like that. But nobody looked like me, like us. So I was like, yo, if I was the owner of the Jets, how would I have picked it, right? Or how would I how was it that he did it, right? So I had the character Ladarius, who is the guy waiting to be picked, and Hoodie is just like, I don't know no fucking Ladarius, dog. Like, we not picking you. And I just spouted off.
I just sounds like a real dialogue.
Yeah. I just spouted off mad white names and shit, and picked them, and then left Ladarius off, and that's how it started. But really, the idea for Hoodie Johnson it's really me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm from the hood. I become this owner of this franchise. How would I kind of act? And it's me trying to not be hood anymore, or trying to assimilate more to the culture of ownership. You know what I'm saying? So now you'll see me calling other owners from other teams. So I'm like, yo, let me holler at the owner of the Buffalo Bills. And I make up names for them, because that's really what I do. I'll give people I just met a nickname. I'm like, yo, let me holler at Scary Terry, or let me holler at the owner of the blue team, because I don't have that relationship with the Giants. So that's kind of how it came about, and people love it because it's a different spin, I guess. And when Hoodie got the chain, when Woody got the chain, I had to get the
hoodie chain.
Like, I dog, you taking it too far, bro. You taking it too far. But no, that's why. And people hate Woody Johnson for whatever reason. But I guess I love the team, and everybody's talking about maybe get a new owner and stuff like that, sell the team. So, I try to incorporate all of that shit. Like, if he says something on Twitter, I might take that, or, I see some stuff on Facebook, I try to riff off of that too. So I think people love it because it's things that they think about too.
Listen, I met Woody during training camp, which was surprising because we saw the helicopter.
Wow.
And somebody's like, "Yo, Woody's in the building." Woody's here. I said, all right, cool. So we were standing on the side, not even where the bleachers were. He came, he started shaking everybody's hands and talking and shit like that. I was like, man, if you had seen that, you would have had a perfect bit. That was great. Yo, he was going off. He was talking about you see Aaron? You see him out there? Yeah, we finally got a guy who could throw it. Got a guy.
Yeah.
He's
a fan too, man. He's a fan too, man. And people are mad at him. He wants to win. He just, I tell you what, if I just hop off a helicopter, I'm not talking to nobody, dog. I'm taking me for my money.
That's a fact.
We saw when the helicopter flew in from the other side. I made the joke. I said, "Yo, that's Woody." And then when we walked around, they said, "Woody's out here," and it was filming for Hard Knocks. He came over, shake hands, kiss babies, so having a conversation.
Listen, I'm coming off the helicopter like Bobby Brown, and I'm not saying nothing.
Word.
Not a word.
Not like Bobby.
Like Bobby Brown. I'm not.
You hopping off with this?
Nobody.
And I know
yes. Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Yo, man.
Nobody, dog.
Man. So you from the Boogie, Dad? From the Bronx? I'm from Brooklyn. Kev's from the Bronx too. You know what I mean? So kind of neighbors. I forget which part of the Bronx Kev was that.
I lived all over the Bronx, man. 179th and Bathgate, Riverdale 4, Short 2nd, Throgs Neck, Concourse, all over the Bronx.
City?
No, definitely not. Definitely not Co-op City.
Yo, he's the Co-op City. No.
Nah, definitely not Co-op City. I smashed a couple things over there, yeah, but definitely not Co-op City.
Wow.
Keep it down, Lee. I don't want a viral moment on the show.
Shit, speak for yourself. I do. No disrespect. I do.
The personal shit. Listen,
the door just flies open.
I know my girl's every conversation after the show, depending on what I say, she said, "What you talking about?"
Yeah,
exactly. She starts, what y'all laughing at? All right.
Women are the world's worst interrogators.
Yours might be. Yeah, they good. If you mean they good, they the best.
No, I mean worse, like good. Like they're good at their jobs.
No.
They're just annoying interrogators.
Right,
like, interrogators are supposed to be annoying. Yeah.
Right. Did you play any sports growing up, Lee?
I did, man. I played baseball, football, basketball. I thought I was nice in baseball. Thought I was gonna go to I got one offer to play baseball in Florida, and I did not. And I gave up. I feel like I gave up too soon, which is another thing is why I'll never give up comedy, because you never know. excuse me, I tried later to try out for independent leagues and stuff like that, but I just wasn't good enough, man. But yeah, I played ball growing up, man.
Okay, so
and I played in Malali Park. I don't know if everybody knows where that is. Like,
I'm from Brooklyn. You gotta tell me where that is.
Yeah, this is like right down the block from Yankee Stadium. So Malali Park, back in the day when I played, there was nothing but rubble. This is how old I am. There was nothing but rubble. There was no buildings. It was
when the Bronx was burned down.
Yeah. So that's how long ago I played baseball in the BX. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I used to go up to the Bronx. It was funny. My babysitter used to take me to the Bronx, and that's like the first time I really seen how messed up the Bronx was and all the buildings. I was like, yo, we I don't know where we was at, but it was a pile of rubble, and it was like 4 loose dogs just running around. I'm like, yo, we was in the car too. I was like, please.
You can name anywhere in the Bronx. It was probably there. Any of those 4 places in the Bronx, you could name, and that was a thing, yeah.
Right, it was definitely crazy times. Let's jump into basketball real quick before we go into the Jets. Let's jump into basketball. You're a Knicks fan.
No doubt.
Is there? There's no Knicks fan. There's no him Dolan. That's not coming
out. No Hemi Dolan. So I was doing. I did a Knicks reporter. So that was the thing that I was kind of interested in, like talking to, and I also did the Knicks towel guy. So it was like a dude handing out towels and talking to the players after the game. That character I loved, but I couldn't do it enough. But I did the Knicks reporter thing, and that was fun to do because I would ask Tom Thibodeau mad questions and then like record a response that he did for something else and mash them together. And people kind of was digging that for a minute, but it was a lot of work. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that anymore, but I had fun doing that.
Yeah, the Knicks. So I like I said, we've been following you most recently. Recently subscribed to YouTube and everything like that. Big trade went down. RJ Barrett, IQ for OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, and some other dude. I don't know his name. We
Malachi Flynn. Yeah, evil Dante DiVincenzo and Precious Achiuwa, who's from the Boogie. So shout out to Precious.
Yes, Precious from the Boogie Bronx.
Yeah, this the last time I'm gonna call him Precious. I'm gonna call him P from now on. He's calling no grown man Precious.
6'11", 260 pound dude.
Yeah, I know. Like Precious. I know that's your government dog, but you're gonna have to deal with this P.
What did you think about this? A lot of the trade had mixed feelings. I personally like the trade. I felt like we got what we needed. The Knicks 3 lefties in the lineup, with RJ and Brunson and Randall. I didn't think that was going to last. It was an interesting mix when they first put them together, but I always felt like it was going to break up either Randall or Barrett. Of course, I feel like to cover the piece, IQ, not really Barrett, more so than IQ, who was, killing it for us this year. Definitely improved from last year to this year. We actually talked about him last year too. IQ was very good. I actually went to a game sometime in December. I think, matter of fact, I was at Knicks Raptors when we beat the Raptors, and I was watching OG. Man, OG was giving us hell, and he's
scored 29 that game.
Yeah, he's a 3-and-D guy. He doesn't need the ball to operate. He's 6'7". He's shooting like 37 from 3, 50 from the field. Like he's giving you everything you need. And I think the most key thing for me was he doesn't need the ball. And I think with RJ needing the ball and not having the ability to go right in a left-handed lineup, it was just so bad. You know what I mean? Of course, everybody kind of, when the game happened last night and we see what we did to the Wolves, a lot of people was like, plus 20 with OG on the court. A lot of people started changing their mind. So, you've been a Knicks fan for a long time. I know you've seen the greats, Ewing, Mason Face, John Starks, Charles Smith, Oakley.
Yeah.
Eddie Curry. Who?
Eddie Curry.
Eddie Curry.
When I saw it, I ain't gonna lie, Kev. When I saw Eddie Curry, I was like, "Oh, nah, this Knicks team is serious, dog. This Knicks team is gonna be murder." And they flamed out, but that was
Eddie
a good squad.
Curry should have been way better than what he was, man. He was
no
really
doubt.
skilled. Jokes aside, he was really skilled.
No
for
doubt.
somebody that damn big,
no doubt.
Yeah, I've been in this field for a long time. I'm not that much younger than you, but I'm young enough to be younger than you. But I witnessed like the same guarded moments. But how do you feel about the Knicks this season? The rumor is they're not done. The rumor is they want Dejounte. Is it DeJounte? Kev, you
DeJounte Murray. Yeah, DeJounte Murray.
DeJounte.
Yeah. I love the trade, and let me take a step. I could talk about this, like Kev said. I could talk about this for the whole pod. But I will say this: when I saw RJ Barrett in college, I was not high on him. I didn't want the Knicks to pick him. But once he came to our team, anybody who's on the team, I'm going to love them until they're gone. I just think the issue with RJ is good ball player. Not going to be the savior that everyone wanted him to be. And that's okay because he was part of a team. But there was a lot of things, a lot of inconsistency, a lot of struggles. And there's not one thing that he does great, right? So if you can, in the NBA, a lot of guys will hang their hat on something. A great 3-point shooter, Evan Fournier, a great defender, Miles McBride. There's one thing that you have to hang your hat on. And unfortunately, he didn't get the opportunity to find that with us. And IQ could score the ball, and he was our sixth man off the bench, could score, was great in the fourth quarter when we needed him to be, and that was a huge loss. But I think people forget that he was picked 25th, and he wasn't even supposed to be what he was. It's just that the Knicks front office, who doesn't get a lot of kudos, but they knew who this kid can become, and they allowed him to blossom. And sometimes when you pick players and they do things, you have to trade them to get what you really need to fit the team, and that's what they did. But if you watched the game yesterday, you knew there was something missing, right? Because now Randall has to be staggered with the second team, or Brunson has to be staggered with the second team, and then you lose some of those minutes in the fourth quarter, or they're tired in the fourth quarter. So there is another move to be made, and to be honest, the only move to me that makes sense is Donovan Mitchell. I don't think there's anything that you can get, because the Knicks have this issue where they have long scoring droughts, right? So they go, 6 minutes without scoring. And even if they're up big, the lead will dwindle down because they can't score the ball for whatever reason. If Randall is in foul trouble, or if Jalen Brunson is, like he was yesterday, shooting 5 for 22, whatever it was, there's a guy named Donovan Mitchell who will not allow you, and it's this 1A guy, right? They're not going to allow you to go a lot of time without scoring. He's going to go, and when you face guys who are also 1A, he's going to be able to trade baskets with them. So that's what's missing on this team, and I think they're headed in the right direction. I love OG. I love what he brings, movement without the ball. The passing and the moving without the ball yesterday, player movement and ball movement, to me, is the most important thing. I hate when there's one guy dribbling and 4 guys standing around watching him. And you saw that a lot yesterday. So that was really, really good to see. And the defense on Anthony Edwards was great. So now, when we have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, right, you have you could put Quentin on one of those guys and then OG on the other guy and switch off and still not lose very much. So those are good things to see, man. He instantly made an impact, and that was phenomenal to see.
I just want to say one thing and I mean, I don't get MSG over here, but it was always funny seeing a lot of Knicks fans acting like OG Anunoby was like some scrub, and it's like he's a decent to good 3-point shooter, and people are like, "Oh my God, the Knicks lost that trade. What are they doing?" It's like,
I mean, to be fair to them, like nobody watches the Raptors. To be fair, like nobody watches the Raptors, so it's like, and to Knicks fans' credit, like I found it humorous because first of all, I love OG, but I found it humorous, like all up and down the timeline, like no less than like 6 minutes into the game, I was wrong. Like, wow, OG is I'm like, right, he's like that. Like is he anybody's superstar? No, fine. But the thing is, he does all of the dirty work stuff that you need done, but he's not a role player per se, but he does all the role player stuff at a really high clip. Right. And NBA heads and people, they like to say, "Oh, this guy can guard 1 through 4." Like they've said it about 100 people.
A whole lot of people.
But he can. Like this dude. Like yesterday, this dude was guarding Anthony Edwards one play, then Cat the next, then Mike Conley the next, or whoever the fuck their point guard is. It's just like he's that, and he's one of the league's very best defenders. Like Knicks fans will love the guy.
He's really, really good. And again, I think the reason why people were hating on it because they were so attached to the players and not the fit or especially the style of play. And also too, I think the people aren't giving the Knicks front office as much credit. Like it used to be cool to LOL Knicks, but it's not cool anymore because they're making prudent moves and improving the basketball team, right? Because I love Dante DiVincenzo, motherfucker. He can handle the ball. He can get to the basket. He can shoot the ball. They play hard all the time. Him and Josh Hart, they're gonna hustle for loose balls. They're gonna play good defense. They're not gonna make terrible mistakes in crunch time. So you need basketball players. You need basketball players, right? Smart, high IQ basketball players, and the Knicks aren't getting enough credit for making these decisions. Yeah, they've drafted some people, but we all know the draft is a crapshoot, right? And you things don't always work out. They're pivoting, right? They're not trying to hang on to these guys and make them something they're not. They know exactly what they want to do, and they're making the moves that make sense for the team.
And Jalen Brunson is one of the best transactions in Knicks history.
Right. Team favorable deal, right? And it's a great contract, value contract. And they're probably going to do the same thing with OG.
Like this trade that they did, like they're actively trying to maximize that window because he's not going to be cheap much longer. Because he signed a 4-year deal?
Yeah.
Brunson?
4-year deal.
It was 4. So like he's in year 2. Yeah, they're trying to maximize that window because he's going to be really expensive really soon. Yeah. So
right.
I respect
I mean, even like they said the same thing. Like the contracts they gave out to Randall, RJ, and Brunson were like considering the contracts that came out this past summer.
Yes,
very team friendly, very team friendly. Mm-hmm. So definitely maximize that window. OG's a free agent this summer, so you have to pay him. Some people were saying $35 million. I don't think it'll be that much. I think it'll be kind of close to the RJ range, around 29, 30, probably the first year.
Yeah. Listen, if I'm them, I'm trying to get him signed now, though.
Yeah,
so I mean, he played definitely more games like he did yesterday, and they're gonna be like, "Yo,
he only had 7 points in the first half, and he was like plus 22." And I'm like, he's a 3-and-D guy.
He's a dog, man.
Right? Because
if you want a competitive, winning basketball player, you like OG. Period.
Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. I think because when people look at RJ, it's like RJ was like 4-14, one or something for 3, whatever, for 16 points, and I'm like. Yeah, a more efficient 16 is out there. You know what I mean? Like if you're hitting 3 threes and 4 shots, but you're 4 of 6 and you're 3 of 5 or 3 of 7 from the 3, it's like it's a little bit more efficient and you're playing defense. People don't realize when you watch basketball, you're looking at RJ, I need RJ to score 25 or 30, which he's capable of, but it's going to come at a cost to the team. Right. And like Lee said, which is a great point, and I never even said that there's not one thing that RJ did great or good and he hangs his head on all right, that's what RJ does, other than being a part of the lucky lefties, you know what I mean?
I mean, I would like to see Quentin Grimes get have the opportunity to take 16 shots in a game. I've never seen that. You saw him open it up a little bit. He was
complaining a couple weeks ago. So would he.
And I'm sure the times that he has shot over 11 shots, he's been really, really efficient. And shot the ball well and had big scoring games. So I would like to see him be able to do that more. But yeah, it's unfortunate that RJ didn't work out here. But again, the Knicks are on the right path. They're doing a really good job, and I can't wait to see Donovan Mitchell in the Knicks uniform, man.
I want to say something super. Yeah, I just want to say something super duper quick. It's an overall look. It's amazing how much the Knicks have transformed in the past 2 or 3 years. Because before you used to think, they won 20 games in a year. That's a good season for them. Yeah. And now it's like they're like that fringe, 4 or 5 seed year in and year out of Tibbs. And it's like people have high standards. Like I don't want Tibbs here anymore. It's like. Remember where you were before Tibbs? It's
right.
Well, Tibbs in the beginning. Remember, Tibbs rotations were like the guys were playing like 40 minutes a game in the beginning, but people didn't realize they didn't have depth. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then you have a draft, and this is again with the new front office. You have a draft where you get Obi, who was a player of the year in this conference. You got IQ, who's a player of the year. You got RJ from the year before, who, you know what I mean? And he brought in 3 first-round picks. I mean, they traded all of them, but you now go ahead and you get your 3-and-D guy, another bench body and stuff like that. I don't know what the other guys could end up being, but he could be trade fodder for what we know. But we're in a position right now, if we do get a Donovan Mitchell, all of a sudden we could be not a favorite in the East, but a prime contender, especially
top 3.
If we could keep it together, Mitch, Randall, OG, Mitchell, Brunson, and you know that sounds.
I mean, to be fair, if you're getting Donovan Mitchell, you're probably moving off Robinson. I would think. One would think.
Well, I mean, that's kind of overkill because they have Jared Allen, and they have the
Jared
other
Allen, and Evan Mobley, who's hurt this year.
Evan Mobley,
they have those 2 guys, so I don't think that's a necessity.
Honestly, I spaced out and forgot he was on the Cavs, so ignore me. Ignore me.
And he wasn't that great last night. I mean, he scored like 16 points. I watched the Raptors game, and it's like, you know, you could tell when Mitchell Robinson is in the game. He'll get offensive rebounds. He'll change shots. Like, I didn't get that from Jared Allen at all. You know, and there was years ago there was this thing on Twitter where people were saying that Jared Allen was better than Mitchell, and I'm like, I don't see it.
I don't think during that Cavs playoff series, they got bullied off the field.
Mitchell Robinson won the whole series.
It felt at one point that Jared Allen was potentially going to be because he was kind of like a double machine. But he had a good start when he first got to Cleveland. But Mitch heard those words and they got to the playoffs, he said, I bet. I'm gonna show you who the dog is. And up until the injury, Mitch was playing like a defensive player of the year up until the injury. He was on the perimeter guarding guys, everything like that. I want to see him in a healthy season put together. I understand why they kept him. A lot of people will question why they kept him, but he comes back right now with this lineup, or sometime soon. I don't know how long he's out for. He come back with this lineup. That defense is going to be scary. It's going to be scary.
And a second-round pick, man. A second-round pick. Like the Knicks, you know, again, Knicks have been doing their thing. And not to be left out, Isaiah Hartenstein, for all the things that we miss out with Mitch, Isaiah Hartenstein has been phenomenal.
That block on Gobert last night was
three of them.
Yeah.
Well, that dunk though.
Yeah. Big moment.
A good player, man.
Big.
And Josh Hart too. Josh Hart has been a sneaky good addition.
They got a lot of dogs.
Yeah. Isaiah can pass the ball. You know, he finishes. He finished at the rim a little bit yesterday, above Gobert and shit like that. Really, really good. And again, he's our backup center, but he's been filling in admirably. And but there is something that we miss big time when Mitch is out, man. And I want him to come back for sure.
Definitely. Speaking of miss, you don't want to miss out on the deal that Dash42 is having. Shop dash4cool2.com. Use promo code MIPOD59 to get 10% off. Get your dad hat today. Dash4cool2.com. Promo code.
It's nice having bad bitches on our show.
Hey man, listen. I got my hat on right now. So
Andrew looking kind of thottish right there. You looking like
yeah, I took that picture. I getting hell, so I said, let me roll with it.
Case runs that every single week so I can laugh. I appreciate a real team player. He runs that every week so I can laugh.
Every week. I know Kevin's going to laugh every time. I'm post that one picture. Kevin's going to laugh.
Dads are cool too, man.
We're on a high right now, but we're about to bring it down to a low. But let's talk about it, though. Lee, you're a Dodgers fan. You say you've been just here for a long time. Right now in the hierarchy, I'm second on that total, and it'll be Kevin and Jude being the most recent. Mm-hmm. So he's still green. He still has a lot of hope in his eyes, unlike us. You know what I mean?
Does he?
Does Jude? I would say cautious optimism that Jude has.
Ain't no way you read Jude what Jude be saying and come up with any form of optimism. Ain't no way.
You're right. I'm being nice though. We got guests. We're not for the company. We got guests. But as it goes, you know, Lee, you've seen a lot. I've seen a lot. Kev seen a lot. Jude has seen the least. But he's been here through 13 years now of no playoff. You know what I mean? Because he came in during the Rex years.
Wow, what a
King
time
Rex.
to come in. What a time
King
to
Rex,
be a Jets
yes.
fan.
Bro, he came in at
Here we go.
King Rex.
Wow.
The first impression
Ryan,
was
yes.
This is probably the only time the first impression was false. This is the only time the first impression was like, you think this is you used to this, huh? You used to somebody that charcuterie out your head, like
I was
some pranks.
I was like, this is what it's like all the time. It's like that AFC Championship loss. I was like, oh, I'm sure the Jets will be back next year. I didn't realize the history. I didn't realize how rare it was.
Yeah.
I was like, Sanchez, Rex, Fat Rex walking around. I'm like, let's go. I'm like, I got catfish. That's a catfish right there.
That's a good way to put it.
I got catfish hard.
Catfish is crazy,
bro. I mean, listen, that's the best way to put it. Because if I came in 2009 and watched the Jets go to back-to-back AFC champions, I'm like, that's a good time to come in. I came in during the 80s, dude. I didn't get that. I had to wait till 98 to get that. I didn't get that.
Yeah,
brother. I came. I my first year watching the Jets was '96, and I came in after their one win. So like the first whole season I watched the Jets, I ain't seen them win once.
Yeah,
not once.
But no, you saw the Jets go to the AFC Championship in the 80s, right?
Holy shit, no. They didn't go to the AFC Championship game. They lost to I don't even remember the playoffs. No,
there was one in Miami.
They played that was maybe the AJ Dewey game, which is the one I was talking about. They were favored that year to go far, but there was so much rain.
Yes, I remember
on the field that day, and it was just mud. And this dude just took over.
They played it in the AFC title game in '83.
In '83,
okay.
Was that was?
I was barely one.
Oh yeah, that was the Miami season. Miami went to the Super Bowl that year and lost to Joe Montana. Yeah. So I remember my worst memory of the Jets is they go 10-1 to start the season, and then they lose the next 5 games and miss the playoffs. And Ken O'Brien was my least favorite player to ever put on a Jets uniform, and he was like one of their best quarterbacks in a long time. But yeah, 10-1, and then didn't even make the playoffs. So
was that 89?
I don't even know what year that was. It could have been like maybe 89. I don't even remember. But
I vaguely remember my brother being
terrible year. That was a terrible year, dude. You just knew they were going to win the championship that year, and it was it was terrible. It might have been 88, 89, something like that. Because I remember they lost a game that year, and I'm going to age myself. And I had a toy Jets helmet, right? It was like one of those costume helmets. I could put it on, and I banged it on top of my telephone. You know, the telephone where it has the handle and the 2 sides, and you pick it up like this. And I banged my helmet on that shit and broke it in half. And dog, I was shitting my pants because my father was just finna whoop my ass, dog. And I was getting ready to get my ass whooped because the Jets lost. Yeah. It might have been 86. It might have been 86. I think that might have been 86 that year that it happened. Yeah. It was terrible, man.
The Jets have definitely broken a lot of hearts. I think the AFC losses weren't that heart-wrenching because we were underdogs on the road anyway, going into both games. For me, I would say losing the fucking Steelers, Doug Bryan.
Oh yeah, yeah,
terrible. Because we all knew if the Jets win this game, there's no one stopping them. I think it was like 04, 05, something like that.
04.
I think it was 04.
I wouldn't say nobody was stopping them. The Patriots were right there, but
I mean that year just felt like the Jets because the Steelers were better because I think this was after I think the Patriots had won back. That was before the back-to-back, or that was the second of the back-to-back because he won in.
That was the second of the back-to-back.
They won in 03. I think it was the second leg.
Yeah. Right. So
3 and 4 years. Yep.
Right. And the Steelers were actually scary that year. I'm like, we beat the Steelers. Like, there's nobody stopping us. Like, there's nobody going to beat us. And we lost that game because Doug Bryan couldn't make a field goal. And I just remember being so super pissed off. Like, yo, this man couldn't make a fucking field. It was like a 43-yarder or something like that. It was just,
I feel like the Steelers
have Heinz Field standards, my fault, but by Heinz Field standards at that time, that was like extremely long. Like the longest field goal at that point in Heinz Field was like 44 yards. I don't know why, but that's what it was. And then he kicked one and he missed it. And it's like, all right, man, kickers are going to miss. That's what they do, bro.
Right.
Then the second time comes around, and then Herm Edwards is actively kneeling, like volunteering to lose yards when his kicker just missed the first kick by a mile. I'm just sitting there, I'm like, I'm not the brightest person on earth. I don't claim to be, but like, I don't think you should be volunteering to go backwards when your kicker just missed by like 50 yards before. Yeah. But he did, and then he missed again. So all right, there's that. But and then they picked Mike fucking Nugent the next year. Because that was going to do
the audacity.
The nerve, bro. Yo, we're good enough, but we can take a kicker in round 2.
Unmitigated gall.
The gall, the nerve.
I felt the thing is, I feel like the Steelers have delivered some of the most triggering losses to the Jets in a while. Steelers and the Patriots, like those are the two most triggering losses I can think of. Like, and both times, like I remember many people think in 2010, AFC if Sanchez got the ball, they would have won that game and probably beat the Packers. The Packers weren't that great that year.
Yeah,
they were good, but they weren't that great. So
listen, I'll take it to my grave that the Jets win the Super Bowl if they get there. I'll take that to my if Mark Sanchez gets the ball back, like the Jets will win the Super Bowl. I'll take that to my grave. I think they win the Super Bowl.
And of course, 98.
98, 98 losing to the Broncos. That was very, very tough. Especially being up 10-0 at the half, you're just like, all right, just one half of football. Let's close this shit out.
You couldn't tell 16-year-old me nothing at that time. Like I was jumping off the couch, I had my Keyshawn Johnson jersey on. You couldn't tell me a damn thing. Man. We're going to the Super Bowl. Suck my dick. We about to win it all. I just watched Terrell Davis destroy us in the second half, and I'm just like, it was a slow death too. It wasn't like it was quick. I was like, any minute now, he's going to break one.
Yeah, because the finals going to end up being like 23-10, right? Or something like that. It wasn't even like it was like 45-10. It was just death by a million cuts. That's what it felt like.
Right. It was just like a slow, just Terrell Davis, 6 yards, 8 yards, first down, 16. I'm like, just like shit. He's killing us. And so there's been some tough losses in our history. That's what makes us. But this season was tough for a lot of people because 4 plays into the season, Aaron Rodgers, tears his Achilles. You all know the story. He gave us false hope. Jets fans felt like, Zach is going to learn something. He's going to we have a new OC. Things going to be different. We can salvage 9 wins, 10 wins. And the Jets just, I mean, for me, the Jets just continued to do head-ass shit. Things that just didn't make no fucking sense. Like, Hackett wanted to coach 1 week and then take the other 5 weeks off, and then Salah kept saying, we're close. And I'm like, we're close to the end of the fucking season. That's what we're close to.
He said we were close to last week. I'm like, it's week fucking 17. What the fuck are we close to now?
Right. And then when you see a stat like Breece Hall leads all running backs receiving yards, I'm like, bro, he finally realized that Breece can catch the ball at the backfield and give him the ball some more, give him as many touches as possible. Like,
can I interject with some tinfoil hat fuckery? Can I interject? All right, bro. The Breece Hall stuff, right? Okay, so we've known how good Breece Hall is for 2 years, right? Right. People smarter than me who watch college football, they've known what he was in college, right? It took them 27 weeks to realize he should be used as a pass catcher. 27, like now the tinfoil part is, I think they're doing that so they could justify paying him less whenever his contract come up. That's what I think personally.
You'd be giving Salah and Co credit as to being smart, and the front office is being smart, and I can't give them that much credit for being smart.
But is it smart though? Because you're still losing. Is it smart? Like, I don't think it's smart. That's the thing. Like, I don't think it's smart. I think it's dumb. Like, it's not like you're making the playoffs and you could do head ass shit like that. You're not. Like, you haven't made a playoff appearance and you're like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna shelf our best weapon when we have a challenged quarterback. And then we have whatever else backing up said challenged quarterback.
Here's the problem with that, though. Is that the offensive line was so putrid that it's a little misleading that now he's starting to get out and catch these passes because we haven't been facing the best linebackers in the last few games where he's gone off. But also, too, the offensive line has been so damaged that you can't put him out there in coverage because you have to have him in the backfield helping out to protect the quarterback.
Oh, but they split him out wide now. It took him 14 weeks to do that. It took him 14 weeks to do that. It's like, Brees Hall's the same guy he was last year and this year. Like,
and he had a good game against the Browns. I thought he was going to get trashed against the Browns. He had 84 yards on the ground.
Yeah, he could.
He had like 40-something catching. Like, he did good against a Browns team. The Jets, I mean, that was a game. The Browns game was like, all right, if we had a better quarterback, we could win that game. And I'm glad we could say that because Zach Wilson wasn't there, so we have to lie for Zach anymore. But that was a game that was winnable if the quarterback.
If they could catch some interceptions.
We forced turnovers. We did everything we
needed. Flacco? We win that game with Joe Flacco.
Okay, can I put my hand up, please? I want to put my hand up. I don't use this phrase.
Your favorite topic, Drew. Go ahead, man.
I don't use this phrase often, but they did a lot. These media writers are doing so much dick writing, ball washing, spelling, alphabet, twerking, all this stuff. But Joe fucking yes, they're spelling the alphabet on Joe Flacco. They're doing all this. They're doing spelling challenges, spelling bee. That's what they're doing for Joe Flacco. Yes, because all day, all week, all during the broadcast, Al Michaels, who somehow didn't eat vegetables, is like, "Oh my God, Joe Flacco, he's rejuvenated. Oh my God, he's amazing." It's like, did you not fucking watch him last year? He was a corpse. He couldn't move. He couldn't do anything. Right. He didn't want to be there. And I'm being gaslit into thinking somehow the Jets, that Joe Flacco was just a secret great quarterback that the Jets just let go. And my own eyes told me that he was not that good.
Oh my God!
Right. And that offensive line in Cleveland is incredible, by the way.
All it tells me is that Cleveland got way better coaching and way better players. So that's all.
But their offensive line was making Quincy Williams look small. Yeah. They were just monsters.
Yes.
And the worst part of it all is this Flacco insanity run. And now all of a sudden it was like, go Browns, go Flacco, go Browns. It's like they employed Deshaun Watson. Why are we doing this? Why? And that just pissed me off. Like, that pissed me off more than the game. Like, the constant dick sucking pissed me off. Okay, I'm good now.
That makes sense.
It was just sense. Sorry for that, Lee, but that's just
no. So when they lose round one, in the playoffs, when they lose round one, then you can be.
All I'm asking for is I don't need a Browns Ravens game where the Browns win. I will not want.
Oh my goodness, no, yeah, that would be terrible.
I don't care what the result is. Just I don't need that to happen. Please.
I mean, the way the Jets were moving the ball on the Browns in that last game, granted, what they didn't score, but as much as they should have. But the way they were moving the ball, there's no way after the Ravens hung 56 on Miami, there's no way that any team can stop the Ravens right now. It doesn't look possible, man. Mm-hmm. And the Browns have a good defense. Wow. There's no question, but stopping that offense from the Ravens would be a tall task.
Looks like Case is a Ravens fan. Man, just disappeared for a second. But yeah, I completely agree with you, Lee. It'll be a tough out for them. And the Jets overall, I mean, I'm not optimistic for 2024 for many reasons. We don't have to go to all of them. Not super optimistic. I'm not super optimistic for that year, but who knows?
Well, Andrew said you're cautiously optimistic, Jude.
I am. I got to be honest. The great thing about football is that it's only 18 weeks, man, and the strength of schedule makes such a big difference from one year to the next. When you put a couple games together that you win, the momentum grows. You can take that into the next game because it's only 7 days later. All of those things. A lot of things have to go right. Obviously, they have to stay healthy. But I think the one thing that you don't see from this team, win or lose, you don't losing a lot, but you don't see guys giving up. Like you saw when Adam Gase was there, you saw players giving up late in games. It was just terrible. You don't see that with this team. So that's why the optimism. I mean, look, even though they lose, we have a great time at the tailgates, man. We have a great time talking about the team, and it sounds weird, but we look forward to draft season and the get-togethers and the meetups that we have. By the way, when you guys do another MIP meetup with the podcast, I want to be invited, man. So let me know, I'll be there. But yeah, so you have all of these things, and again, win or lose, I still have a great time at the games. The staff is amazing at MetLife Stadium and all that. So, and it's only 18 weeks in the season. You know what I'm saying? So as long as these guys stay healthy, there's an opportunity for them to win, man. So I think next year with Aaron coming back, even if he doesn't play the whole season, as long as they draft another quarterback, I think they'll be fine, man, going forward.
Yeah, that's the great area right there. Are we going to draft a quarterback in what round? My feelings are, if it's not the first round, don't even bother, because I don't know what type of talent. People think
the Jets are going to draft a bad quarterback in round 3. Just you wait on it. Like
James Morgan, they're going to draft.
Some
Clemens,
vertically challenged bad quarterback in round 3.
Damn, Kev.
Right. No, because people think like, Penix is going to draft on the 3rd round. I'm like, look, I understand people have a knock because he's 24 years old, and they're like,
they think Penix is going to drop to round 3.
Yeah, the commentary,
NFL draft or the MLB draft or another draft.
Bro, the commentary around Penix is like, he's not going to be in the first round. He's going to be there second or third. I'm like, bro,
Brandon Whedon went in round 1. Yeah, it was a long time ago, but come on, man.
And he was all of 29 years old when he got 29.
That's a blast in the past, Brandon.
29.
Right, he was damn. Yeah, he was 30 years old when
he wasn't no fucking 29. He was 45, but that's
he was using Danny Almonte's birth certificate.
Brandon Whedon, that's a blast from the past. Shit.
Man, they really drafted that guy round 1.
Whedon went round 1. It was funny because Yankee, who played forever in Florida State, I think he went like 6th or 7th round, and he ended up starting in Carolina.
Yeah,
which was great. No, when did Yankee go drafted?
He went to Carolina. No.
First round.
Who was Yankee?
I don't think it was.
I'm pretty sure he was a first round pick.
Really? But yeah, he went to Carolina, man.
Yeah, 28 years old, almost 29, going balding and everything like that on drafting is crazy. But the thing that Penix is that type of quarterback, and just forgetting that.
They drafted him round 4.
Round 4. He overcame 2 ACL injuries, and he was a Heisman finalist. He's having like Pat Mahomes, Red Raiders years in Washington. He's going to the national championship. To think that guy's going to be anywhere but the first round is insane to me. The Jets should definitely invest in a quarterback. They won't. Most likely, from what I've heard, all reports, it seems like going for a tackle. Some people believe wide receiver, whatever. But don't waste our time, bro. If we're going to get a tackle, this trade.
They're not drafting
especially if you win. Especially if you win against the Patriots. And you're going to be in the 12th pick. Just trade back, bro. Don't even waste our time. We're going to stay at 12. Yeah,
trade back at 12. Yeah. They can't get a good OT at I don't watch college football, unfortunately.
The best dude right now, I think, is from Notre Dame, and he's probably going to go top 6. There's another guy from Georgia. I think his name is Mims. He just declared, and they say he might go top 15. So it might be him. I don't know. It's way too early to tell. But if you're waiting for an offensive tackle at 12, my rule of thumb is offensive tackle, like the great ones usually go top 5, like the great dudes go top 5, like no doubters, right? And so far, the math hasn't been wrong. Most of the guys who go that high are pretty good. Anything after that is kind of a crapshoot between solid or not that good. And then further down the line, 2nd, 3rd round guys, you can find gems. I'm just of the belief, if you're going to wait, if you win this game, you're going to end up being 12 or whatever. I think it's the worst it could be. You're not going to get the tackle you want.
But Andrew, you play to win the game.
Please don't.
Winning is an aphrodisiac.
Please don't.
Winning is an aphrodisiac.
I'm pretty sure Kev just pulled his rim down again.
Name the quarter. Winning is an aphrodisiac. Name the quarter, Case.
Is that Drew Jackson?
Ding, ding, ding. Your prizes will be in the mail soon. Yeah.
Look, I don't With this game, there's no reason for the Jets to win.
What did you say a month ago, Jude? On this show, we have the clip. We have the clip. What did you say, Jude? What did you say?
I said I would prefer a Patriots win, but things change.
No. You say you prefer a Jets win. That's what you said.
Jets win.
Prefer the Jets win.
And now it means nothing. A whopping month later, after nothing has changed. What changed?
Well, the Patriots are in a prime position to get the number 2 pick now. They could have,
But the hypothetical I gave you was literally that. Like, if the Patriots could get the number 2 pick, would have won.
Hypothetical.
Or would have lost, excuse me. That was the exact hypothetical. You're still like, I would have said Belichick would have lost. That's what you said.
Well,
what changed?
I realize now that a win does very little, while a loss doesn't really do a whole bunch, but at least it prevents them from getting that pick. You have to think chess.
It's about them.
Oh my God. You're telling me this now? Oh my God. You gotta think chess not. I've heard everything on this show. Get me out of here.
I want the win. I want the win. I don't care I don't care about draft position. I just want to get the streak over with. I don't. You know what? I think it's more embarrassing that the Patriots give up. And for Patriots fan to be like, "Oh, we let you win," I think that's way more embarrassing than just I mean, look, if they're trying to save guys who are going to be here next year and they're playing the young guys, whatever happens is fine. But I think they should go in there to win because look, if we're talking about the 12th pick, look, we drafted Vera Tucker at 14. We drafted Jermaine Johnson at 26, right? So which means that there's opportunity for the Jets to get better no matter where we pick in the draft. And we've also picked second and third 2 quarterbacks, and it's gone for nothing. So to me, the draft doesn't matter. I want wins. And also, I've seen the Jets pick well recently in late picks.
At least that makes more sense than let's send Belichick off with a loss.
Wow.
At least that makes more sense than that.
Wow.
The only thing I'm going to say is this: the draft that we got, Jermaine Johnson, stuff like that, was a stack draft. ABT, they people mocked us for getting ABT, for trading up to get ABT that year.
Of course.
As far as the quarterback stuff, that's just their own fault. Like trading up for Sam Darnold and drafting Zach was their own fault.
What's funny is that they didn't even trade up for Sam Darnold.
They didn't trade up for Sam Darnold. They thought they were going to get Baker.
Like they traded up just to do it. They were like, all right, one of these guys is going to fall to us. Like who depends on which one it is, which is
right. It wasn't for Sam, but trading up to get one of the quarterbacks. But I just think that as far as like, all right, the talent in next year, I don't know how stacked next year's draft is going to be, or this year's draft, to say. I just know that it's going to be deep in the quarterback range within that first top 10. Marvin Harrison Jr., of course, is going to come out. Offensive tackle, and that's about it. I will not lie and say whoever else is going to come out, or I know for a fact. I don't know. But if we're at 12 and the goal is a tackle, please trade back. If it's not a stud, just please.
That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense, right? So if Marvin Harrison Jr. is not there, obviously, and the offensive tackle that you want, let's say, because remember the Houston Texans selected Stingley, and they also selected the wrong guy. Not the Jaguars selected that kid Walker out of Georgia instead of taking Aiden Hutchinson. So if something drastic like that doesn't happen, then it makes sense to get 2 later picks, right? But if your guy's there, you got to stay. But still, that means you win the game, and then you can do whatever it is you want with the draft picks. Because, like, look, Joe Tippmann was a great pick. Right?
Yeah, so I'm saying the offensive guys could be.
You can find guys, and the Jets have found guys, where they've drafted. So I think, trade out, get more draft picks to a team who needs whatever player comes up at 12. Trade the pick. I'm okay with that. But you got to win.
I want to say something about Belichick right quick. Chad Ryland being still their kicker. That's some tanking right there. That's all I gotta say. Their kicker is still being employed.
Oh, so Bill Belichick's not playing to win the game?
He is not.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
Because that guy is still a kicker, despite him missing like 40-yard field goals.
So Jude is anti-tank, and his hero is not. We have this on the record, Case.
Yes.
Put the timestamp
sure
for 1:13:52. Yeah,
we got.
I'm writing that down right now. We got him,
Joe.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him,
Joe.
We got him.
All right, next segment. This is gonna be real quick. This is for you, Lee. This is a new segment. We've been working on this or that for our guests. So let's start off with Jets or Knicks.
Jets.
Stand up or acting?
Stand up. Acting is very hard for me. Very, very difficult.
This next one is this might break the unilateral tie that's been going on in the Twitterverse or the Xverse. New York pizza or New Jersey pizza?
Is there such thing as New Jersey pizza, dog?
Oh, is there? Oh, yes, there is. But I respect the shots fired, though. Bang bang. Pew pew pew.
It's New York all day. You could go to any pizza on Castle Hill, any pizza shop on Castle Hill and get a nice slice. There's nowhere in Bergen County that I would fucking want to get a slice.
Slice shots now. I like that. Get specific. These specific people. Now. I like that.
These next three are Jude like. So, chocolate or gummies?
For edibles, which I don't do.
No, these chocolate gummies. No. We don't know, bro. That's
chocolate for sure.
Chocolate. All right. 2010 or 2016.
Music.
There's no reference.
I added that. I added that reference later.
Yeah, 2010 or 2016.
Yeah, he said music. Yep.
Bro, you come on, man.
Dog, I don't even know what came out in any of those years, but let me see.
Come on, man.
I'm gonna say the Better Drake, wherever the Better Drake album.
It wasn't 2010.
Damn sure wasn't
2016.
It wasn't 10. I don't think.
If you're reading this, it's too late. I guess. Yeah. 2016.
Yeah, I think it was 2016. Yeah. West Coast or East Coast?
East Coast.
Exactly. Bro. Come on.
Exactly. All day.
Right.
Although I love LA and I love the West Coast, man. It's so dope out there. So chill. I love San Diego. I would love to move out to San Diego, but I'm East Coast all day. New York
facts.
all day, every day.
Sweet or sour?
Sweet.
Pancakes or waffles? I have stake in this one. Pancake or waffles?
Pancakes.
That's my man.
I don't really like waffles. I don't really fuck with waffles like that.
That's
pancakes.
Waffles is just pancakes with abs.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. Don't put booby traps in my syrup. Yo, just my syrup spread evenly on my shit, son.
You know what I mean? All right, the last one. This is a key one. Dave Chappelle or Richard Pryor?
Dave Chappelle. Only because he's Richard Pryor is one of the GOATs, obviously, but I've had more time seeing Dave Chappelle, and he's done, having 6-8 specials in the last few years is fucking incredible. That's like George Carlin numbers. George Carlin was doing a special every year. Dave Chappelle is just, and his last shit was so funny, man. His last shit was so funny.
I'm gonna try to watch that tonight. Dave has been very controversial to a lot of people lately. But watch it tonight though, because I've always appreciated the humor. You know what I mean? I try to see things from all angles. Always appreciate his humor, and we'll see what he's talking about.
It's not for everybody, man. But I laughed a lot. I laughed a whole lot.
And if you laugh more than you're, I guess, offended or whatever, that's always good for me. You know what I mean? I think when it comes to comedy, some of it is intrusive thoughts, and it's just things that people say, and it's either going to make you think, or it's going to make you upset, or it's going to make you laugh. But it's going to make you feel. If you don't feel nothing, then the comedian ain't doing the job. You know what I mean?
True. You got to feel something.
then it's, you got to feel something. So if it's boo, then it's like, damn, you fucked up. But if it's like, I don't know if you said that, and that leads to a whole debate later on that evening over drinks, then comedic did his job. You know what I mean? Did his job. Mm-hmm. I think Dave is in that lane where he's like, I'm not trying to offend you, but I'm definitely trying to have y'all out here having these uncomfortable conversations. You know what I mean? You're not. And
he's doing it to make people uncomfortable. He's doing it on purpose, and to have that control over people, I think, is incredible. I will say this though: Richard Pryor acting head and shoulders above Chappelle. For sure. With Harlem Nights, but Harlem Nights easily one of the greatest movies of all time.
And it's funny, a lot of people will say Eddie Murphy when they talk about Harlem Nights, not realizing that Richard Pryor was the star of that movie. He was the star of the movie. You know what I mean? It was all about him. You know what I mean? What was the place? Sugars?
Sugars, yeah.
Yeah, it was all about him. We're about to do something that we love to do that Jude doesn't love to do. We'll do it anyway. Are you familiar with Jude's Grooves?
No.
Oh, you about to get real familiar.
So you know what we're waiting for. Pull up a seat and get off your feet for Jude's Grooves.
Yeah, Jude, what are we grooving to this evening?
He's not going to give you the title.
No,
he's just going to read it. You'll know really quickly what it is. Really quickly.
Here we go.
Oh, before we go, Jude. Sorry.
I feel like Jude is like neo soul dude. Like that's what he listens to.
He's not.
No,
absolutely no. But we contextualize his music.
A dude named Armand doesn't listen to. Named Armand doesn't listen to.
No, but like he has never heard of
Robert Glasper vibes, dude.
That I picked for him. He's never heard of any of these songs. I just want that to be never. So this is not an act. This is genuinely like his first time.
Genuinely him.
No shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You just go ahead.
Here you go. Yeah. What up, Ma? Take a look. You hypnotized. Oh, how my long dick stretched your insides. For real, Ma. With your dick lips and dick thighs. Stroke both holes. Pass it to Nas. Or pass it to Nash. Or pass it to Jung. Or pass it to Horse. Then that ass getting tossed. Fuck a hustler book. Penthouse.
I know the song. I know the song.
I got bitches sending my niggas flicks in jail. I fuck a bitch face more than her waist for real. Ain't no pussy like new pussy. That's how a nigga feel. Bust 3 times, throw her the peace sign. She slick, she sleep. Then my dick sleep, and I ain't gotta call her for weeks. Long leg hoes, more head hoes, marry bitches. Me and my dog. Fucking them both. They got a switch. Okay. It's this nigga gangster. Yeah, that's how I'm living. That's how I'm playing. I got these freak fucking hoes singing. I got a lot of questions here. A lot of questions. So, little young thing, go around my dick with your tongue ring. Deep throat, my 9-inch gut from the front and grind from the side and fuck from behind and grab her hair, slap her ass. She's screaming like she's dying. Make her come 4 times without even trying. I'll beat that pussy up. There's no denying. This is hard to read. I'm sorry. Oh my God.
Good. You're doing good, Jude. Keep going.
Hit her where she do the act. Hit her where she do the act. Make that booty act. Little cutie rat walking by with the booty rat. Tight blue jeans, Air Max, small Gucci bag, no loot and no job. Stay home, giving blowjobs like no prop. It's simple. How out the window? It's the Project Nympho. Fuck my whole crew. You know how we do. You got that good pussy. I can share with my peoples. Be a brave girl. Do your thing. Let them titties hang. I'll have all the bitches saying. When it comes to sex, I'm similar to the drill in Manila. Wow, that's crazy. Bitches call me.
Yo, Kev,
bitches call me horse. The pussy filler. I'll fuck a big bone or a slim chick. Beat that pussy up real quick and send home the bitch. Ain't no sleeping in my bedroom when Henny's in my dick. And Flex dropped the bomb. I bust a nut on this bitch. Deep throat, sees the gold or upon wicked
hold on, Jude. Jude, hold on. Why he sound like Maya Angelou, dude?
Oh my god.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Am I done reading?
No,
my God.
No, you gotta finish that.
Dude,
Though.
that is so funny, dude.
Oh my God. The way I dog and the way I flow, I like head in the Benz, the 4-door of the coupe. Head in the staircase, the seal or the roof. Head in the studio, the bathroom or the booth. Head from a project chick or one with crazy loot. Like Nia Long and Cherry Dawn with the lights on. Slipping Parent On with Kelly Price on. I pull out my python. I hit it while my wife's gone. Long dick the bitch all night. I'll make her pussy sing the song. Okay.
Oh God.
So I have a lot of questions because I have to speak out against some of this dick, so I'm gonna speak out. First off,
you can't really speak out against a cause, bro. I gotta speak out.
First off, this is detrimental stuff, right?
Jude puts the stickers on the albums. He's the dude that goes to every album, puts the explicit. No, I gotta speak out against this.
I gotta speak out against crazy.
This one, not this one.
So this is all flagrant stuff right here.
Oh,
Yo,
where's that lyric? The first thing that gets me is he's saying me and my dog, and it's not D-A-W-G.
This one will stick. We gotta get sticky for this one.
No, I don't know why they spelled it regular dog, but it's not actually. No, they're not performing bestiality.
Okay, because I was wondering what the hell is going on here. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
The next thing I'm wondering about is where's this line? Where's this line? Hit her where she duty at. Make that booty
clap. Yeah.
Like
it's poetry, bro.
Those are bars, though. Those are bars.
Where you been at, man? That's Uchi Wally, bro.
He's never heard this song before?
No,
never heard this song?
I have not.
No.
Oh my God.
I have not.
The best part of Juice Grooves is when we ask guests to pick a song, or Kev find one, or I find one, we give him the lyrics the day of. We don't give him the music.
Oh
nothing.
My God!
Just give him the lyrics.
And he has to read them. And this is the fucking best thing of the night because, especially when we have a guest, because I think who was it? Was it Charles?
Charles couldn't believe it. Charles couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe it.
Was like,
he was like, "What?" I told him he never heard of Yin Yang to it. I believe it was Wait Whisper song. Like I told him he never heard of it. He was like, "What? White people know that song?" I was dying laughing.
So yeah, this was some detrimentally horny stuff right here. The duty fat stuff. That I don't think I can get that out of my head.
Some people like to put it in the butt.
Jude, the thing about Uchiwali though, when it first came out, you had to hear the clean version, so people didn't know what was being said. When the album came out and the explicit version, it was like, because it was horse to condom filler, and that went from horse to pussy filler. Whether stiff tongue or stiff dick, it was whatever. And they took a lot of lines from other rappers too.
I came up with that song to give him at like 6 p.m. I've been looking forward to Horse the Pussy Filler since then. I've been looking forward to that since then. I cannot wait for him to read that one line about all of the rest. Funny.
Nah, the hit her when she duty at he said it twice. Said when she duty at. I was like,
So, Jude, are you interested in listening to the song now?
I am kind of interested because I'm hoping it sounds better than what I read it as. Because
you read it. You read it.
How does that work?
You read it really. You made it poetic, dog. You made it poetic.
Maya Angelou. That might be my favorite line with regards to Jews in the history of this show. You sound like Maya Angelou. That is amazing.
Yo, bro.
That is fucking amazing.
I lost it.
Real poetry.
That is so funny, dude.
Real poetry.
What is the song called again?
Snapping halfway through it.
Uchiwali by Nas.
Uchiwali.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not a Nas song. It's what's the group? The
Bravehearts.
Bravehearts.
Yeah. But so this video on YouTube, it's like Indian flutes and stuff like that. Like it wasn't Nas's proudest moment. Let's put it like that. Nas clearly fake conscious brother and all that stuff, and then he came with Uchiwali. You know what I mean? That and I Owe You Some with Genuine. That was
that song was so bad.
Song.
That song was so bad. I hate that fucking. I'm not even gonna get. I'm not gonna ruin the moment with the negativity. But I hate that fucking song.
Obi back like 40 Acres to Blacks. He really put that out.
Awful. Yeah. Awful, bro. Awful. But
it's like, yo, Nas, it's not your way.
I won't. It's so bad. I won't even have Jude read that shit. That's how bad it is.
Genuine killed it though. He killed that.
He did. No, Genuine is great. Genuine is great. But Genuine did his thing. He did.
Right, but yeah, it was a lot. But yo, that is it, man. That's the end of the show, man. It's been a great time rocking with Lee. Make sure that you're following him on social media. I mean, he has 4,000 followers. I know you follow. We only have like close to 2,000. You know what I mean? So if you're one of our 2,000, you're not following Lee, make sure you follow Lee O Valentin on Twitter. Make sure you subscribe to his YouTube page. If you did subscribe to his YouTube page, the link is in his bio. Support. You know what I mean? He's not just Hoodie Johnson, the stand-up comedy. I watch some of his bits. Very good, very funny, man. So definitely check that out. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and on Twitter at MIPod69. Make sure you follow us on TikTok at middle_initial_pod. Subscribe to us on YouTube, man. We doing some great numbers in December. I finally unlocked the algorithm. I cracked the code. So we're gonna see a lot more shorts and a little videos gonna come out eventually. I'm gonna flood y'all with shorts and y'all get the video episode eventually. They all have the audio every Wednesday. Make sure you follow Kevin Lewis at KayleeW24 and make sure you subscribe to the Underdog Fantasy channel and listen to the only 2 teams that matter featuring Coley, Nick, and Kevin Lewis. And of course, follow the wordsmith, the Maya Angelou podcaster.
Oh my
The podcast poet.
Yo, between the hat shit for Kev and Jude being the podcast, Maya Angelou, he just set us up for 2004. He
did. He fucking did.
He set us up.
Shit,
lovely, man. Anywhere else that the people can find you, Lee?
Follow me on IG, Lee Valentin, man. I'm doing a lot of different stuff. I don't do the Hoodie Johnson shit on there. I do a character I made up called Hood Tech. Really funny, man. People love it. Go follow that, man. Should be dope. Other than that, man, yo, thank you for having me on, man. I'll be happy to come back.
We appreciate you
anytime, man. I'll come back anytime. And my favorite part, obviously, is Jude's groove. So I'm looking forward to doing that.
Endorsement. I love it.
Love it. And also, shout out to Gotham City crew because it once with me going to the tailgate. My son wanted to make his autograph, and I wanted to make Lee Valentin. So definitely appreciate Gotham City crew for always looking out for us. You know what I mean? That's our
my guy,
brother.
Man.
Yeah, those are our brothers on the other side. Like right on the other side, a lot Jay for us doing the tailgate thing, holding it down for Jets fans. So definitely shout out to Gotham City.
Looking forward to the tailgate next year, man. And yo, when y'all do the live podcast, definitely I'll come through, man. Support.
Definitely, man. Definitely. We got there's going to be episode 200 this year. We may do another draft parties. We got a lot.
That's dope.
This year.
That's dope.
The VIP list is growing. I like that. I like that. I love that a lot.
That's what's up, kid.
Right,
appreciate you guys, man. Thank you very much, man.
Y'all. Peace.